Willie D Live.
There's this video of some white people appearing to not like some immigrants who are driving, or any immigrant who's driving a Lexus truck. And to be frank, they're just straight up hating on the dude. Now, again, I'm not sure if this is AI generated or not, but I mean, take a look at it for yourself, fam, and tell me what you think.
Is what a MAGA mind is.
Brand spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Here's this guy right here in his brand new Lexus.
There he is, right there.
That guy right
It's what Make America Great Again has always meant to certain people. It's never been about patriotism. It's always been about hierarchy, about making sure black people stay in a place that makes them comfortable. Because let's be honest, imagine living in a country where 400 years you receive every privilege available. Free labor for almost 2 centuries, millions of acres of free land through the Homestead Act, government assistance when black folks were excluded, white veterans received GI Bills that sent them to college when black veterans who served the country faithfully did not, white home ownership through FHA loans that black people didn't get while black families were redlined into poverty. There was affirmative action for white folks long before the phrase was ever even created. Let me name a few more. Tax benefits, union protections, government contracts, social security programs that originally excluded black labor, corporate subsidies, banking systems built on predatory denial of black access, policing designed to guard white prosperity, and the unspoken privilege of always being seen and deserving, and all that for generations. And yet here we are, after everything designed to hold us back, we still here. It makes them a failure. We're still educating ourselves, still building businesses. It makes them a failure. Still growing wealth, still buying homes, still pulling up in our Lexuses. That makes them a failure. We still thrive in the ways this country has never planned for us to thrive, and it makes them feel like failures. Because that's what they are. That's why it bothers them, because to them, our success is what it is. It makes them failures. They feel better when they can look down on us. They feel safer when we have to struggle. They feel whole when we are broken. So when they say Make America Great Again, what they are really saying is let's go back and reset the hierarchy. Let's put them back in their place, which is beneath us. Let's strip away any progress that they've made. Let's take away all their rights, all their opportunities, all the wins that make them feel equal. Because for us to feel equal, it makes them feel like failures. Because they've had every advancement known to man, and yet here we are, and that's why our excellence is so powerful, y'all. Because every time we disrupt a narrative they depended on for 400 years, every time we win and we break the system that was never designed for us to succeed, every time we shine, we expose the weakness of a structure built on stolen labor, stolen land, and stolen wealth. It's their failure. This is why our success is revolutionary. It's not just about your car, your house, or your lifestyle. It's a reminder that despite every barrier placed in our way, we still here, thriving, winning, and redefining greatness in our terms. And they're still what they are, failures. Now drop a black fist in the comments and share this with someone who needs to hear this gem.
Ooh, man, that was smoking. I ain't got no problem with that. Shoe fit, wear it, man. Shoe fit, wear it. If it don't apply, let it fly. She is absolutely right. For us to win, for us to be equal, makes them feel like failures. Ooh, that's deep right there, fam. That's deep to have a 400-year start, and you look around and you see black people passing you up financially. That's got to do something to the ego. That's got to do something to the ego. And she's right. That's what this is really about. That's why they burned down Tulsa. That's why they did it. That's why they burned down all the other towns that existed where black people were self-sufficient and independent. They were self-contained. We had our own banking system, our own schools, our own churches, which ain't that big of a deal because we still got a whole bunch of churches and not really a lot of prosperity. But, we have our own hospitals. Everything that it took, grocery stores, everything that it took for society to have, to be vibrant, to be progressive, we had all of that. And we were self-governed. And they didn't like that. So each time they undermined and they figured out a way to destroy it. Yeah. And what they did oftentimes is they weaponized law enforcement and the laws. They just redlining, you know what? We're not going to allow anybody to get any loans that lives in these zip codes. Anybody that live on this side of the track, they can't get a loan. Somebody live on this side, we can give them a loan. Doesn't matter if this person over here is overqualified. Because they got the wrong skin color, in our opinion, we're not going to give them any action. We're not going to give them loans to buy houses so that they can get ahead and build generational wealth. We're not going to do that because we some hating ass motherfuckers. We hate us. We don't want them to have it. That's plenty to go around, but we just don't want it to go around to them, right? It's always been about that, fam. It's always been about jealousy. It's always been about jealousy. The idea of police pulling young black men over driving a nice car is old as Methuselah, right? They've always done that. Jealous. Oh, they see you driving a nice car. The nicest car they got is the police issued car. So they mad. Let me pull them over and harass him, make his day bad. Let me go in there and tear up the interior of his car. Let me put these dogs in here and try to see if I can find me some dope. Let me get these little ugly ass German Shepherd dogs licking all over the man's seats and stuff. Just violate them. They do that out of jealousy. She's absolutely right. They do it out of jealousy. So I'm not sure if that particular video hadn't been altered, but I do know that that type of mentality does exist. When you buy a house in their neighborhood, it ain't always you buying the house and them thinking that you buying the house and it's going to bring the value down. It's not that. It's not that. Oftentimes, it's as simple as, wait a minute, I don't want him to be on my level. I don't want her to have a house like mine on my level. I don't want her to have a house. I don't want her to be able to have a house in my neighborhood. I'm such. I'm this cup. I'm supposed to have more than them. So if she has a house equal to my house and equal or greater value than my house, what does that say about me? And I got all this privilege. I'm not really getting anywhere. I thought I was going places. Looks like the blacks did it again. That's why. That's where a lot of this hatred come from. A whole lot of the hatred come from that. A lot of the hatred come from the idea that you can't just be able to take stuff anymore. They can't just take your stuff without you busting at them, without you putting something on their ass. They can't do it. They can't just come in your house and rape your little girl like they used to be able to do. A lot of it is that. A lot of times when you hear them get mad about black women being loud, it's because they used to just RAP black women. They used to just RAP black women. They used to just take it when they wanted it. And black women, it's the last person they had to worry about. She bow down and take it. Now she loud and saying F you. Now they mad. You ever notice how you see so many times you see white dudes trying to fight black women and arguing with black women. You see how many video clips out there of that? You hardly ever see a black man antagonizing a white woman. In fact, you don't see it. The only time you see a black man going at it with a white woman is when a white woman when she initiate the confrontation. Other than that, you don't see black men out here targeting white women, trying to fight white women and arguing with white women. You don't see that. But they do it, and that is because they have a sense of entitlement. Like, I own you. You shut up. We used to own you. We used to just take it. Yeah, man, think about that, fam. Think about that. Yeah. It's like they mad that they have to compete. That's why they want that privilege, because they don't want to compete. Yeah, they do not want to compete. And that's why even some of our so-called friends do not stand up against white supremacy, because they want that privilege. Hey, man, you cool and everything, man, but I'm going to ride this privilege thing on out. That's what that's about. That's absolutely what that's about. That's my time, fam. Y'all enjoy the rest of the morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.